Oh god, how do I describe it? Basically, they're underwear you can have your period in. Alrighty, let's talk about periods, shall we? There's definitely been a lot of interesting sanitary products, you know, environmentally more friendly options that have become available for women in recent years. So cue THINX Underwear. Oh god, how do I describe it? Basically, they're underwear you can have your period in. I know, it's a large pill to swallow at first, but I've tested them. These arrived literally just before my last period, and obviously I don't talk about anything I haven't trialed and liked and stand behind first, and these are life-changing. Like, every girl should be issued a pair of these when she comes of age. Yes, they do feel like regular underwear, my friends. So these are the style that I got. They do a bunch of different styles over at THINX. I like these because they've got like a cute little hip detail. Which brings me on to how you can have your period in this underwear without going down the street looking like a horror show. The last fashion house that I worked for, we started working a lot with antimicrobial fabrics. So this has that same technology built into it. So the top layer sort of fights any nasty bacteria and smells and kind of stuff like that. Lets your period obviously soak into the absorbent layers that are sort of hidden inside the underwear. So these underwear can actually hold up to 2 tampons worth of period. Yes. So gross, but so awesome at the same time. If you have a super heavy flow or you're just really paranoid about leaks, you can just wear these as like a supporting accessory. People aren't freaked out about them here anymore at all. Another big reason why I'm kind of obsessed with these is I have a bit of an embarrassing confession to make. And I know it's a thing that most girls go through, but I still have always found it really embarrassing, is that pretty much every time I have my period, I'll go through the whole thing keeping my sheets clean, like being really careful, and just wearing my like really gigantic sanitary towels or whatever that I have to wear. And then like on the last night before my period ends, I spot on my bed. It's usually the next day by the time you've noticed, you've wrecked your sheets. So this is like a safety pair of underwear for me. I think every girl has just grown up with that feeling with getting up off a chair, turning around and just praying they haven't leaked. So with these, you never have to like worry about that. Like, you know, you're secure. The easiest way that I find to wash them, it is recommended that you hand wash as soon as you're done using them. At the end of the day, when I get into the shower, I just throw them into the shower and just wash them with a bit of soap, stamp on them, and then once they're stamped out, just kind of give them a bit of a hand wash while I'm in the shower. I think that's just a really easy, effective way to get using them again as soon as possible. But you can wash them in a washing machine just without any fabric softener or bleach. So little note there, don't wreck them if you finally get your hands on them. And for anyone in Europe, it's $9 shipping. I would try and get like a discount code or something for you guys. And if you are bothering getting them sent all the way over to Europe, get 2 pairs. Just get 2 pairs, get 3 pairs, get a whole week's worth. If you do want to ease some of the shittier symptoms that we all experience to some degree during our period, then I would highly recommend trying out vitamins if you don't do already. And I mean proper, good quality vitamins. I feel like multivitamins aren't very concentrated, so I do like to get specific vitamins. My favorite brand is Solgar, and these 2 that I take regularly, I miss the odd day, but the 2 that I take regularly are actually the 2 that are best for period symptoms. So the first one is vitamin C and vitamin B6. This one is actually B complex, but B6 is the one that is recommended. You can also get those vitamins from food, no problem, if you want to do it that way. But symptoms that these would really help relieve are things like menstrual cravings, like food cravings, mood swings, bloating, water retention, and the biggest one for me, exhaustion. I don't actually get that many symptoms during my period. It's the couple of days before that I really feel it personally, and there's always a couple of days where I can't do, maybe 2 days that I can't do anything but sleep, and it really affects my work and it pushes back everything and it makes me feel useless. So I try and alleviate that symptom and do what I can to make myself feel as energized as possible in that time. I think it's because the week or the 5 days before your period, your serotonin level drops, so you're going to see, your happiness maybe go a little sideways, and also your energy levels. My third tip is more of a ritualistic approach to how I make myself feel better during my period, and I make a point of going to the movies or going to the cinema. I definitely feel like during my period I do have tendencies to, you know, if you're in my firing line, I may take it out on you, and I hate being like that, and it's because of pent up emotions a lot of the time. So watching a movie is a very healthy way to just cry for no reason at the smallest emotional thing, and it's healthy, and it's an excuse to watch movies and things. Okay, the next one is again a little bit TMI, but it's a personal thing for me. I personally feel better on my period when my downstairs is tidy. It's a bit more hygienic, it's easier to clean, and I don't know, I just feel a little bit more fresh. And you know, if you're rocking the full 9 yards down there, then power to you. But personally for me, I just feel best and a little less when I'm all fresh and you know, taken care of down there. It just makes the whole thing during the week a little bit easier. Last one is one I'm sure you've all heard before, but it's, you know, different foods to avoid, stuff like that. The main two are usually coffee and chocolate, which for me are like the two things I want the most to make myself feel good. And this is because of the caffeine in both chocolate and coffee. I know, caffeine in chocolate, who knew? But yeah, this will increase sort of water retention, and it'll kind of constrict your blood vessels, which makes your cramps even worse. Now, I personally am not for cutting those things out completely, because there is good things such as magnesium and things like chocolate that help alleviate cramps. So I think caffeine in small doses is good. My sort of way around it is I'll have a matcha, which is a healthy, nice, gentle dose of caffeine. The almond milk that I use in it is very comforting. I have an iced one right now because it's absolutely boiling. If I want it to kind of ease my cramps and just make myself feel better, I'll just have a hot matcha instead. I'll heat up some almond milk. And the matcha as well is great for adding a little bit of energy into your routine, which is one of the main reasons that I always have mine. Also, the best way for me around the chocolate aspect is to go the dark chocolate route. I love 70% dark chocolate. It's not bitter, it's still very smooth, and like one square is so rich. I love it fresh out of the fridge because it's less rich, it's easier to eat, and it's crunchy, and I usually like to have it with like a nice bowl of fruits and nibble on like a bunch of that with the chocolate. And chocolate is not all that bad. The magnesium in dark chocolate will also help alleviate some of those cramps, so always a good thing. Or you could eat a chocolate eclair, like, do you? And that, my friends, is how I get through my period these days. If you have any tips you'd like to share on what makes you feel better, leave them in the comments below. Let everyone see them. And if you have any questions, I'm sure we can all help each other down there too.